everybody, today I thought we would do something a little bit different, which is going through one of my retired coat farms and renumbering them according to the number of copies that they have. What a lot of retired coat collectors like to do is that they'll name the horse according to the number of copies that the coat currently has, along with the coat name. Like this horse right here, 281 was the number of copies this coat had the last time that I checked, and then Sparkle Sugar should be the name of the coat unless the horse was part of a breeding project, so it had its own unique name. This is something that I used to do more often, like every couple of months, but it's been quite a while since I last did this. I really enjoy going through every so often and just looking at all of my coats one by one, but the actual process of renaming them can be a bit tedious. I did go through recently and I went through my Immortal AP farm and I renamed all of these, and I also went through my pre-CS less than 100 uses, or less than 100 copies, I'm sorry. Uses and copies are two different things. And then I also went through my pre-CS coats. I did record going through and renumbering my less than 100 copies pre-CS coats and then half of my Immortal farm, but I apparently had my mic on mute, so there was no audio for it, which I'm a little bit sad about because both of those farms I just mentioned have some of my more favorite coats in them. I tend to lean more towards favoring the pre-CS coats on the game. It just suits my aesthetic. It's just a personal preference. I really like those coats. So I had a lot of fun going through those coats in particular. And now I'm sad. I'm not going to be able to get to go through those with you unless one day you guys would just like me to go through and pick out my favorite coats one day or something. So anyway, today what I'm going to do is go through which farm was I looking at? I think it was my less than 100 use. It was this one. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I think it was this one because it didn't have that many, because I was quite surprised how long it took me to go through a couple of those others farms. So I think we'll go through this one because there's not a whole lot. You know what? For fun, why don't we go through my RCs with rays, because these all have backgrounds on them. It's been a while since I've looked at some of these, so that'll be really interesting to look at the backgrounds that are paired with them. Some of them I gave them the backgrounds, and some of them I bought them with the backgrounds already attached. So let's go and start with this. It's been a while, I think I mentioned, since I've renumbered these, so I'm very curious to see how many copies some of these have dropped. Some of my pre-CS coats that had a lot of copies, like Gothic, that coat has a lot of copies. Ravenheart, Lotus Noir, those have quite a few copies, and they dropped a bunch. Gothic, the last time I had checked a few months ago, had over 1,000 copies, and when I checked the other day, it was down to 800 something. So I'm very curious about how some of these are doing. This one has 387 copies. Hasn't gone down too much, 410. This was one that I bought. I did not apply this one. Also, what was really fun about going through my pre-CS coats is that I'm much more familiar with the creators. So for quite a few of them, I can look at them and say, oh, this coat is by that creator and that one's by that creator. I'm not as good with the Creation Space one. This one I do know is a Lysse coat, I do believe. Yes, Lysse is one of my favorite creators because I feel like all of their coats, they're super, super detailed and they just look very royal, because like this one looks like a tiara and just apparel and jewelry. I love Lysse coats. I'm trying to collect all of them. 228. There's quite a few retired ones that I'm missing. They don't pop up in the sales that often. And they usually have quite a few copies. I don't think there's too many that's under like the 100 copies. This one's really pretty. I can't remember if I paired the background with it or not. 231. I've had this one for quite a while because I used to put a hyphen in between the number and the name of the coat. I don't do that anymore. I just put a space if I have enough room for it. I love this one. Look at the tail on this. Look at the detail and the tones and the shading. This one's gorgeous. Who's this one by? Like I said, some of them this is a Merle Darsdale coat. Merle Darsdale is another one of my favorite creators. I'm trying to collect most of them. That one's really pretty. 257 for this one. 257. Some of the creators' names, I might end up really messing up the names. I'm sorry. This is another Lysse Coat. I want to check just because I want to give credit where credit's due. Yes, that one is a Lysse Coat. Because there's one coat that I have that for some reason I always want to think it's a Lysse Coat, and it's not, just because it's kind of similar. It looks very regal and it has all that detail to it. This one's gorgeous, and I love the background with it too. Oh, it's so pretty. This one's a Merle Darso coat. 286. I like the background. I don't know if I paired that one. Dropped a lot of copies. You see that 356 to 286. I don't know if I paired the background with this or not. This one is so cute. This one I did buy it with the background. 377. I love it. 377. Just the colors and everything. All the green. Oh, this one's so cute too. I remember buying this one. Again, don't remember if I bought the background with it. This one did not drop very much, even though it's been a while since I've checked. I think the style suits, because when I pair backgrounds, I like to, because some coats, like, I feel like this one has more of like, I want to say like an animated style to it, I guess. And I feel like the background matches, you know, like style. I like trying to match the style of the background with the style of the coat. 217. This looks like a fray coat. I just want to double check. I'm pretty sure this is a fray coat. Fray is another one of my favorite collectors or creators. Yes, this is a fray coat. I usually recognize theirs because pretty much all of the coats that they have, it looks like there's hair texture to the coat, and that's one of the things I like about them. 155 for this one. Ooh, this one's really pretty. I like this. There's something about a horse rearing on the edge of a cliff that just looks really dramatic and really nice. I think, is this one who I'm thinking it is? Oh, this is a Lysse coat. I was thinking this was Kapima, who I think is now called Karma, I believe. They changed their username. 175. I did not really recognize this as a Lysse coat. I really like this one, though. I like the expression on the face, and then the pop of the green, and just look at the tail. Tail's all dramatic. Ooh, this one's pretty too. 206 for this one. See, I really do enjoy going through and looking at my horses, but they need to be renumbered just for organizational purposes. I just think it really helps like me to just be able to look at it in my breeding farm overview and see the number of copies that that coat has. And it's really nice to track it. What I wanted to do, I thought about doing this several months ago, and I just thought it would be too much hassle, was to actually track it, keep it in a spreadsheet. You know, like for this horse, I would write down that on today's date, it had 300 and, well, I'm going to change it now. So on today's date, it had 278 copies. And then the next time I go and check, you know, on whatever day, I'll know, okay, it dropped so many copies between May whatever and June of whatever. This one's another Merle Darso coat. This one's really pretty. Who's this one by? Hennessy. That one's really pretty. I like a lot of Hennessy's creations too. That tail is fantastic. And I love the jewelry on it. 153. I'm going to call it jewelry because I don't really know what that is. 153. That one's pretty. Ooh, I like this one. 310. Now at 306. I think I might go and change the background for it. I don't really like the ice with the red. Ooh, I like this one. This one's really nice. I really like this one. Was that 212? Is that what that said? 202. I went by it too fast. That one didn't drop too much. I don't recall pairing this together. That just looks so cool and mysterious and dark. This one I love. I think I did put the background with this one. I've had this coat for a while, 332. I bought the coat. I wasn't the one that applied it. So I bought it after it had retired. But I did pair it with the background. Oh, this one's cute. Again, I think this one I did apply it. I did apply the background. 149. I might even have applied the coat. I don't always remember if I was the one that applied the coat or not. 198. 198. If I bred the horse myself, then, and obviously if it has my own affix, then I just remember. This one is really cool. I think I did apply the background to this one because I just thought it like kind of suited the style. 379? 379. That did not drop too much. The F, if you notice the F on some of these with the parentheses, that's not part of the coat name. It's just for me to know that this is a foundation horse. I really like this one. This one's really pretty. 247. 247. I feel like you can do like some really cool pairings, like coat and background wise with the horses that are laying down. You can really do some nice pairings. Is this one a Merle Darsdale coat? I want to check this one. Yes, it is. I like theirs. For me, their style seems like it's kind of fantasy driven. And I really like that 197. It's something I'm really drawn to, and I just think it makes it look really pretty. Ooh, this one's cute. Is this a Lysse Coat? I'm gonna end up checking all of these. Yeah, it is. Okay, that one's pretty. I think because I haven't had this one for very long, and it was one I hadn't seen in the sales too often, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to recognize right away who it's by. 199. Oh, it's pretty. It's like a flea bitten gray. So pretty. I might go back and change the background on that one. This one I think is also a Lysse Coat. Yes. See, it's just, oh, it's so pretty. Oh, and look at the green on it too. I don't think before I had realized there was green in the feathers. It's gorgeous. 215. That one has dropped only one copy. I'm a person who I get kind of sad when I see that the copies drop on a coat 440 for this, because that's less people that can buy it and that can enjoy it. I'm not somebody, I don't sell any of my coats. This is another Merle Darsdale coat. Unless I get very, very desperate and I need the passes for a divine or something, which the only Holy Grail divine that I don't yet have is Courageous, and I don't think I'm desperate enough to sell off part of my coat collection to get them, so I don't ever plan on parting with any of my retired coats. 152 for this one. I did sell a couple of my Golden Apple coats like a few weeks back to get Jade, but I think this one is Mox, isn't it? Yes. They have another two other coats that I can think of off the top of my head that are similar style to this with the masks. I think these are gorgeous. I just love the detail on these. And it's like an Appaloosa underneath. That's so pretty. I love that. 328. That one dropped a lot. See, this is such a pretty coat. Now there's only 328 copies left to get. And look at the tail. It's like crimped. This is another Frey coat, I do believe. 183. Hasn't dropped very much. 183. Cute little pony. This is not a, that is a Merle Darsdale. There is another Pegasus coat with similar colors. 237. I think I have it in this breeding, or wait, no, I don't have it in this breeding farm, I don't think. But I love it because it looks like a similar horse, but it's in like a much different pose. So I wouldn't call it another version. Like, to me, another version of a coat is there's just wings on it added to it, or a horn or something, so it's a different species, or it has different colors. But like for this one, it looks like it's the same horse, but it's in a completely different pose and everything, and it almost looks like the horse has evolved. It's, I don't know, I just think like looking at the two different horses, it's just really neat to look at them. That horse does not have 22 copies. I forgot the other two. If I could look at them side by side, it'd be really cute. That is another Frey coat, 237, 226. 226. That is an Owl's Helios Ray. I think I bought those together and then I just didn't replace it. This is another Frey coat. Yes, I love this one. This one's adorable. I love all the tones in it. 199. It's got a lot of pink tones to it. 199. Oh, it's so cute. Another Merle Darsdale. This one I'm not going to rename because I really liked the Apollo's Lair design that this horse had, so I just left it as it was. This one's cute. 199. I think this one's another Frey coat. Whoops. Got to get rid of that 8 there. There we go. I think this is a Merle Darsdale coat. Yeah, I should just title this farm Merle Darsdales and Frey Coats, apparently, because that's what's mostly in here. 215, 215. My Immortal AP farm, that one has a much bigger mishmash of coats in there. This one's pretty. Look at the detailing in that. Like, you can see, like, the roning up in here. I never noticed that before. That's pretty. There's a couple different versions of this coat, at least 2 others that I can think of. But the coloring is completely different, so I don't mind. Because normally I really like having, like, completely different molds. But when the color is so dramatically different from, like, this one and then the other versions of it, I don't mind it that it's the same mold. Because there's so much, like, extra work and detail involved in completely changing the color like that. It's just really pretty. 340, yeah. I didn't realize this one's a foundation too. Misty Moss. This is actually the name of the horse that I gave it. It's only dropped one copy because this was a coat that I had applied quite a few years ago. And I don't really, that one was limited. And I guess I just didn't really realize at the time that it was limited when I applied it or something. And then I ended up selling it when it was still a golden apple. I took a break from the game because my internet was terrible. It took like 10 minutes to load a page. And when I came back, it had retired. 177. Oh, that did not drop. And there were a few other coats like that, specifically the pre-CS ones. This is another fray coat. There's a Pegasus or unicorn version to this one. 299. And I made it my mission in my horse life to go back and get all of those coats that I had sold. And I did manage, I think this is another fray coat, and I did manage to get all of those coats I had sold. They weren't the same, it wasn't the same horse, unfortunately, but you know, it was the same coat and that was all I cared about. And I think I did manage to complete that goal. 286. I love this. I did apply the background to this, but it wasn't my idea. Somebody had posted this in... There might have been a fun topic one day about show us your favorite Christmas coat and ray creations, and somebody had posted this, or there's also a post your favorite GA ray combos in the VIP topic on the international forum. I saw this combo somewhere anyway, and I thought that was so cool. And I said, do you mind if I steal that idea? Because it's so pretty. I just love this. I love this coat paired with this background because it looks like a postcard. If you're curious, if you would like to know what the background is for this coat, it's Merry Xmas to all. So the background is active, but of course, because the coat's retired, you'd have to buy the coat in order to you'd have to buy a horse with the coat to then pair it with the background. This one I really love too. Who is this? Say Arson Dessau. They used to have a different username, and I don't remember what it was, and it freaked me out once because I had a few of their coats and there were some other ones that I wanted to get, and when I went to look them up in the directories one day, I couldn't find their name, and I thought, oh my gosh, were for some reason all the coats deleted? That would have been really weird. And then when I looked at one of the coats that I had that I by that creator, and I knew it was by that creator, I could remember it, and then I looked and oh, okay, they just changed their username. It freaked me out. But I love this. However, I love the pairing, but the background is retired because it says there are no landscapes matching your search criteria. So I did buy the horse with the background, and this is another one I liked the name design with the leer, so I didn't change it. I love that one. That one's really pretty. But like I said, the background's retired, so you can't get that combination anymore. Unless somebody else has that same pairing, because I'm definitely not going to sell mine. 172. That was a long tangent. I'm sorry. But that's one of my favorite golden apple ray combinations. This is another one that I love. I think I bought this one like this. I don't recall buying the background for it. 157. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought it like this. This one, I love this one. The colors just, oh, they match so perfectly. Oh, it's just so pretty. Look at all the stars and oh, it's so pretty. That's all I can say. It's pretty. 191 for this one. This one hasn't dropped too much. If I'm not too close to the end by now, I might cut this short because otherwise I could be here for a while if I keep stopping and gushing at certain horses. 253, was that what it was? I distracted myself. 253, yes I did. Okay. There's no space in between those, but that's okay. I think this is another Lysse coat, yeah. And believe it or not, even with all the Lysse coats that I have in this farm, there are still quite a few that I'm missing. This one went from 118 to 103. Oh my goodness. That one's adorable. Oh, I love this one too. This one's another favorite. I thought I had it with a different background though. Like I thought it was like a little farm with a pasture or something. Unless there's another horse that's similar to it and I'm getting them confused. 156. Huh, I'm not sure. Oh, this one's pretty. I like the moon. It's like the horse and the moon are what pops the most on this. 239. 239. There we go. That one has a very short name, so I could fit it all in there. Crystal Bride. This one, when I bought the horse, I think it had a different background with it. I wonder if it came with the unlimited ray, and then that's why I changed the background. I'm not sure. This is another fray coat here. 219. This one's pretty. I like the mane and the tail with that one. What did I say? 213? 213. There we go. Oh, it's pretty. Ooh, I like this horse too. I like all the colors on it. 330. And then the mane is amazing. 330. I love the long braid with it and then all the tones. That one's cute too. 147. Now at 144. You didn't go down too much. So that's why I wish in a way that I would actually write down the dates at which I change them. This is another fray coat. Oh, I like this pairing. I feel like I bought it like that, but I'm not really sure. Because then you could really look to see how often the copies drop over time. Oh, okay, this is the one this is the background I was thinking of with that one horse. 156. It doesn't look anything like that other horse except that they're both Pinos. So I'm not sure why I got them confused. 156. I have to make sure I did that correctly. That one's pretty. I'm a sucker for Appaloosas. 149. One of my favorite retired coats is a pre-CS coat, and it's an Appaloosa coat, and that's my very favorite coat on the day on the game. It's called Calidor Under the Stars. 873. And then my second favorite coat is another pre-CS coat called Over the Top. It's a cute little Pegasus pony coat, 146. That one only dropped one copy. Why I rewrote the whole number, I have no idea. This one's really cool. I really like this coat. 206. The pose just looks very dramatic, and I love all the colors and the mane and the tail. Look at that. And then the detail to the Anubis head. I'm not exactly sure what you would call this specifically. And then the Ankh, that's just, oh, it's really cool. Ooh, this one's pretty. I remember buying this. Who's this one by? Prince Fry. They have a lot. I really like all of their creations too. They have some really beautiful creations. 179 for this one. 179. And there we go. We're at the end. So I do have two other farms. I have my less than 100 use retired coats, and then I have retired coats. So these ones do not have Helios Rayback runs on them, and then they're over 100 copies. So I still have two more farms I have to go through and rename, and I know I do have some other miscellaneous retired horses that are part of projects that are in different farms, so I still have to go through and number. I know there are a couple of retired coats in here, but it looks like I did not number any of these. Anyway, if you guys would like to see me rename some of my other farms, so these two farms that are in here specifically, let me know. I can go ahead and do that. It makes it pass a little bit more quickly for me when I'm talking my way through this. Otherwise, I'm sitting here and it gets kind of tedious, even though I like looking at all my coats. So if you would like to see me do that, please do let me know. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.